All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to do something really cool. We're going to build your very first software robot, and we'll be using UiPath to do it.
So, have you ever wished you could just teach your computer to handle all those boring, repetitive tasks for you? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're turning that idea into a reality. And believe it or not, we're going from zero to a working robot in just a few minutes. Okay, so every good project starts with getting your tools ready, right? For us, that means getting the UiPath software all set up and ready to roll.
Now, don't get overwhelmed by all the options you might see on their website. It really just boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you'll register for a free account. Super easy. Then you download and install something called UiPath Studio. And finally, you just have to make sure you assign yourself the automation developer license in your account settings. That's it. That's literally all you need to do to get started. And boom, just like that, your entire development environment is set up. You are, right now, officially an automation developer. Pretty cool, huh? Now you're ready to actually build something.
All right, it's time for our first challenge. This is a classic, kind of like a rite of passage for anyone who gets into coding or development. We're going to build a Hello World project.
So the key thing to understand here is that you're not writing a bunch of complex code. Instead, you're using these little building blocks called activities. Just think of them as pre-made actions. One activity might be click a button. Another might be type some text. Your job is just to put them together.
And honestly, it's about as simple as it sounds. The tutorial from Markesh, who's a pro at this, puts it perfectly. You literally just drag and drop these activities one after the other to build your sequence. No fuss. So you drag over a message box activity, you type in hello world, and then you hit run, and pop! A little box appears on your screen with your message. It seems small, but this is actually a huge moment. You've just given your computer a direct command, and it talked back to you. That's your first robot, right there. Congratulations. Okay, this is a really important distinction to get. There are 2 main parts to this whole thing. You've got UiPath Studio. Think of that as your workshop or the factory. It's where you design, build, and test your robots. But then, once it's done, you don't run it from the factory. You use the UiPath Assistant. That's like your control panel. It's where all your finished automations live, ready to go with just a single click. Okay, popping up a message box is fun and all, but let's get our hands dirty with a real-world task. We're going to build a bot that automates data entry on a website. Now, we could build this the same way we did before, dragging over an activity to type in the first name, then another to click the next box, and so on. But that's the slow way. There's a much, much faster method called the app/web recorder. This right here is where the magic of low-code automation really clicks. You literally just press the record button in Studio. Then you just do the task yourself on the website. You click in the boxes, you type the text, you do it exactly as you normally would. And all the while, the recorder is watching you, capturing every single move. When you're done, you just hit save, and poof, the entire automation is built for you. It's amazing. So to show this off, the source material uses this really clever website called rpachallenge.com. Imagine you have a spreadsheet full of names and emails. The tricky part about this website, and it's designed to be tricky, is that every time you submit the form, all the fields, first name, last name, company, they all shuffle around to different positions on the screen. Now, this is where a simple bot might fail, but it's where UiPath really shines. When you run the automation you just recorded, the robot isn't just looking for a box at a certain spot on the screen. No, it's way smarter than that. It intelligently looks for the label next to the box. So it finds first name and types there, it finds last name and types there, no matter where they've moved. It just works, flawlessly, and it does the whole thing in seconds. Way faster and more accurate than any human could. So there you have it. You've set up your tools, you've built a simple bot, and now you've built a more complex one that can handle a real-world task. You've seen the power of this stuff firsthand. So what's next? Where do you go from here? Well, the source material gives a really clear roadmap. You can keep learning with practical examples from community experts on YouTube. Channels like Automate with Rakesh are fantastic for this. Or if you want something more structured, you can dive into the official UiPath Academy. It's completely free, and they have entire learning paths that can take you from absolute beginner all the way to a certified professional. So here's the bottom line. You now have the fundamental skills to start building your own software robots, for real.
The tools are free, the training is free and easy to find, the path forward is crystal clear. So really, there's only one question left to ask yourself. What boring task are you going to automate first?